Good morning. So we are here in the Gothenburg train station, and we have our train here is about 15 minutes or so. First of all, we are on the Flix train.
Sweden has 3 train operators. The original one was SJ, and MTRX is another option. It's newer, and they came in and undercut SJ, so their prices are cheaper. The newest one is Flix train. It's a low-cost carrier, kind of like Southwest. Flix train only has second-class trains, which means it's open seating, no frills, whereas the other trains you can buy first class or second class.
It costs us like half the price of the MTRX or the other one.
And supposedly it still has free Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll see how good it is. But trains in Europe are so easy to get around in. You don't have to go through security. So it's a 3.5-hour train ride from Gothenburg to Stockholm.
Rising sun hits the sky, see it open before us.
Hi.
Hey. Hey, hey. That's how you say hello in Sweden. Hey. H-E-J. But then they say it twice. Hey, hey. We are in Gamla Stan, which is the old part of Stockholm. There's just a bunch of restaurants and shops in this town, but we're just passing through. We'll get to explore it more later. But
Might do a walking tour maybe.
oh yeah. You might not want to be turned around and walking like that.
Hello. So yeah, we're gonna walk around here for a little bit. It's about 5 o'clock, a little after 5. We took the train down from where we were staying, like one stop. So we didn't have to walk about 15 minutes, so that's nice. Very efficient transportation here in Stockholm.
It's similar to New York and like London, Hong Kong.
Yeah, similar type system.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna explore and then probably grab something to eat here in a little bit because we really haven't eaten all day except for the breakfast that we had. The train was good though. The train was pretty.
It was kind of hot.
It was kind of hot. I mean, obviously
There's
no AC.
We opened the windows and it still didn't even feel cool.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
I
weird.
didn't feel any
Yeah.
wind.
It was easy. It dropped us off and we were at the hotel in like 2 or 3 minutes, so that was nice. The one thing we noticed immediately stepping off the train from Gothenburg is how much more busy Stockholm is and like a bigger city feel than Gothenburg is. Even though Gothenburg is the 2nd largest city in Sweden,
It was much smaller.
Stockholm feels so big. There's a lot more tourists here for sure.
More tourists, yeah. In Gothenburg, I felt like we were the only tourists there. Here in Gamla Stan, which is the old city center, feels very European, feels very Italian, Croatian.
Yeah, with the tiny
old
alleys.
buildings and the tiny alleys, and each building is painted a different color. Not been able to travel outside of to Europe in the last 15 months. It feels very nice to see people traveling again.
We made it over here into, what is this neighborhood called again, Melissa?
I don't think I'm saying it correctly, but phonetically it's Södermalm.
Oh, Södermalm. And then we just ate at this restaurant back here called Eatnam, which is like, what would you say?
A Swedish Vietnamese restaurant.
Oh, okay, but it's like fusion. But it was really good. And now we're just gonna kind of walk around this area and then just check out this neighborhood.
This is supposed to be a foodie neighborhood.
Yeah, lots of restaurants right here.
It's really trendy. So yeah, we're just kind of getting our bearings today before we retire.
Explore the city a little bit more tomorrow, and we have like what, 4 days here, so
We have 4 full days.
yeah, so we have plenty of time to kind of look around. So both here in Stockholm and Gothenburg, scooters are like a huge thing, and we just saw a bunch of people like literally here. Turn around. There's literally scooters everywhere. Like they're like all over the place. Like we got scooters right here and everything. And people put like 2 people on a scooter. That's like a normal thing. Like mom and daughter and like boyfriend, girlfriend, they just use like one scooter. So
Tip.
we're just walking in the neighborhood, and then Melissa pointed out that there's a little viewpoint over here on this side of a historical neighborhood. So we come out here, and the view is pretty cool. You can see the amusement park in the background, and then into Gamla Stan, the historical area of town too. So yeah.
So you can see the harbor, if you will. I don't know if it's a harbor, but we're on a different island, so you can see onto the other islands from here.
Yeah, Stockholm's made of like 17 or 21 or some number of islands.
No, it's like 1,000 islands.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them aren't inhabited.
There's like
most of them are not inhabited.
I think there's like somewhere in the 17 or 21 where it's like the main islands of Stockholm.
Right.
I think. So let's go down there. There's supposed to be another viewpoint further down. So let's go take a look at that. All right, we made it up to this little terrace overlook section. So that's the Fotografiska. It's like a photo museum, I guess. Yeah. Photo museum. And then back here, where all the rest of the people are, there's also a cruise terminal with the cruise ship back there. And then this is where the amusement park is back there. And you could actually hear people screaming from here. It's pretty funny. Good morning from Stockholm. It is a beautiful day here today. It's like 0 clouds in the sky. We just woke up, had breakfast in the hotel. Pretty normal Nordic, Scandinavian.
Muji right here.
Oh, cool. Melissa loves Muji.
It is a Japanese like home goods store, but I go there to buy my pens. They sell the best pens ever.
Anyway, back to the intro. And now we are on our way to the Vasa Museum. And there's a couple different ways. You can take the scooters or you can take this tram. And since we bought the 72-hour, we gotta go that way. And since we bought the 72-hour transportation pass, we're gonna take the tram. It looks a little bit busy, and I hope this is the right spot. So we'll see you when we get to the Vasa Museum.
Hold them high. Every step takes you closer. The stars will show us.
We got out the tram back there because that's where Google Maps told us to get off. But then this tram also goes this way. And this is where we needed to go. But we weren't sure if it was actually gonna go onto this island that the Vasa Museum's at. We just followed what Google Maps told us and got off. But then no one else was getting off, so we're like, why isn't everybody getting off? Because this is like a very popular tourist spot.
Correction, we did get off at the right stop because right as you cross the bridge, there's a sign that says Vasa Museet this way. If we didn't get off, the tram would have taken us past our stop. So this was correct. Thank you, Google Maps.
So we're gonna probably spend most of the day here on this island because on this island there's the Vasa Museum, there's
The Skansen Open Air Museum.
yeah, there's like another garden type deal.
Oh yes, that's where we're gonna have lunch.
This is the Vasa Museum behind me. It opens at 10 and we're here literally on 10 at the dot. And there's already a line here, but it's only like 20 or 25 people, so not too bad. So let's get tickets. What? You just enter right in onto it.
Heaven knows that we'll discover a story in the making. The world is ours for the taking.
We've just entered the Vasa Museum, and right as you enter, you get to see this gigantic boat. It is the actual ship. My bad. It is the actual ship that sank, and it didn't used to be this color. There's an actual model here. It's a 1 to 10 scale, but they have recreated this model and depicted the actual colors that the Vasa ship was, and it is so ornate and so beautiful, as you can see right there. It's crazy. Okay, it sank in 1628. I don't think it even made, we have yet to get the history because we just walked in, but I don't think it even made it out of the harbor and it sank.
Yeah, it literally sank in the harbor. That's why they were able to recover it. So, and there is an audio guide, so that's nice.
There's a free audio guide. Tickets were 190 Swedish krona?
Krona? Yeah.
Krona or krona?
Krona.
Krona.
$22.
That's about on par for a museum, I would say. This is the world's most visited maritime museum, and for good reason. Like, when else can you see a fully recovered ship from the 1600s? That's insane.
We'll explore with no
So that was a fantastic visit to the Vasa Museum.
I thought it was a fantastic museum, and I'm not a museum person. It's just such a unique experience to see an old ship that was underwater for 333 years and is so well preserved. That's due to the fact that the ship sank in brackish waters, meaning that the salinity of the water is higher than fresh water, but not as high as seawater.
In the 1600s, there was a big conflict and war between the Germans, the Polish, Sweden, the Danes. Navy of the time was the big military power. The Swedish king decided to commission 4 ships, the Vasa being one of them. Or so it got finished in 1628. It was about to go sail for its maiden voyage. There were some winds during that day, and then it capsized literally in the harbor, 1.5 kilometers away from where it sailed off from. An hour and a half to 2 hours will be a good amount of time, but it's large. It's larger than I thought it was gonna be, both the ship itself and also the museum. So there's 6 or 7 floors that you can visit.
What they were saying is the ship was built incorrectly. It really should have been wider so that they could fit more ballast at the bottom to account for the wind. And the center of gravity was too high. And so what really caused it is when the wind caused it to tip over, water came through the gun ports, and the ship just took on water and it couldn't overcome it. In there, they were saying that had the gun ports been closed, water might not have come in and they might have been okay, but they were open at the time.
So I think we're just gonna go over to Skansen, maybe have lunch or what?
Yeah, I'm a little hungry.
How do we go over there anyway?
I don't know.
Do we walk?
By scooter.
That actually might not be a horrible idea. We've decided that we're gonna take a scooter, one scooter, to go to the Rosendal Tragar. So that's where the little cafe is, and then the park area. The tram doesn't really take you that close, so we're gonna try the scooter.
And there are a ton of scooters just parked outside the museum, so I think it's the most convenient way to get there.
We made it successfully to this little garden greenhouse thing. Best thing ever. Very, very efficient rides.
It's very convenient.
Were you scared?
Yeah.
Yeah, this place is pretty cool.
Take these hopes and hold them high.
We're at a little cafe called Rosendal's Trodgard. Don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it is in this garden greenhouse. It's beautiful. It's highly recommend coming here if the weather is nice. I ordered a chicken sandwich and I asked for gluten-free bread, and it came on a cracker.
It's like a seed cracker, but it's like an open face sandwich. It's fine.
Yeah, but it's not bread.
It's not bread.
It's gonna fall apart as soon as I take a bite.
And then I got a little bit of a lighter meal here. It's like a roasted, it's like a salad basically. We'll say if you come here, get the bread and butter. This butter is solid.
Good taste. Bread, really good.
Butter is the real deal.
Butter, it's amazing. Let me take my gluten pill now. It's moist on the inside, and this butter is amazing.
But look how Melissa eats bread. She only eats the middle.
Well, this type of bread, I don't.
You don't like the crusty bits.
No, it's too. We're here at Skansen, which is the world's first open air museum. Here we're going to get to walk by historical buildings, and then there are people dressed in costume, in period dress, and we'll get to see Swedish craftsmanship and Swedish traditions. So we'll head inside. I don't know what the cost is, but I'm pretty excited about this.
If you're in doubt, always ride a scooter because I thought we could just walk over here, but apparently we were at one entrance and then you had to come to the main entrance. So the scooter thing said we rode like about a mile. So that would have taken quite a bit to walk, probably 20 minutes to walk. So
And I have plantar fasciitis in my right foot, so it's painful for me to walk. So yeah, that was a good idea.
And the scooter ride was only like 10 Swedish krona. So it was like $1.20. So worth it. The cost was 220 Swedish krona for an adult. So we paid $4.40 each. So what is that? About $50 for the both of us. So not too bad. So this open air museum is actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. There's a lot of areas. It kind of looks like an amusement park, like an old, like a
amusement park meets Renaissance Festival.
Yeah, because I mean it's like all the Swedish like history with like all the buildings like date back to like the 1800s and stuff. But then they have that train back there, and then they have like these little stands and playground and these little like amusement things. It just feels like Swedish families take their kids here, and yeah, like their amusement park almost.
Oh.
So what are we looking at?
Seals.
They're funny.
These things are more animated than at the Houston Zoo.
Yep. This part of the open air museum is like their zoo. And I told Melissa the one animal I really wanted to see is a moose. So hopefully we can find the moose. And then there's supposed to be a bear here too as well.
Look at that weird looking squirrel.
Where? Yeah.
I've never seen one that color.
It's the moose. Not impressed.
No.
What are your impressions of Skansen?
I mean, I think it's pretty interesting. There's a zoo, a petting zoo, and replicas of historical buildings all in the same place, so that's neat.
They have like playgrounds and a lot of stuff for the kids to do actually.
Yeah.
I think I like the animal part the best. The zoo part. Worth the price?
I think it's on par with something of this. Similar things cost about this much.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. It's different than anything that we've been to, really.
Yeah.
So, pretty unique. You can see like, there's like people in costume, like there's a Sami village that we visited. There's like a farmstead, many farmsteads, and people were actually cooking on it and everything. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a really good day out. It's really hot right now. Or hot for walking around for like 2 hours. But it's nice. You see all the families with the kids out here, so yeah. It's definitely
a family-friendly activity.